It is a building that first hosted football way back in 1966 as EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Oakland Raiders. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
You better bring it. Check. 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 Watch the eye.
On second down, Jacobs. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Smith drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. That's on the Pro Bowl guard from Notre Dame, Zach Martin. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Prescott from the gun. Looking deep for Elliott. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Brett Maher on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
On second down now, it's Jacobs. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a pickup of a yard there. That won't help too much. They're left with a 3rd and forever now.
Down. 180. Flex by 4. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Prescott now from the 50. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Cooper was the intended target.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 44-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Raider first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
What now? 180. 54. Mike, 54. Drop deep, drop deep.
Now a play fake. Carr. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Check three, check three, check three. Easy, easy, kill.
From midfield, here's Carr. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders nothing.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
He's checking. Crash. Hey, check.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, watch it. Jim.
On play action, now Carr. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
Big stop, let's go. Watch twins. Deuce right, Chief.
54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, let's get in them holes. No.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Down. 180.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I got him.
Right there.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott, and that's Elliott, complete. Down the numbers, there he goes. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Stop your whining.
To throw his Carr. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Prescott. And some space here. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Prescott looks to throw on first. It's caught. Cooper. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear coaches talk about how great.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Marr on for the extra point. And it's 21-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3. I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, we're good, we're good. 180.
Oh, yeah, here we go again. Here we go again.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Coming again.
Marcus Lawrence on the stop. A gain of a yard. Brings up second.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
Coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
He's checking crack.
On second down, it's Jacobs. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Down. 280.
Watching you five. I got it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now a carry for Jacobs. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Monday, down. 280. 55, Mike. Wild Bill, Wild Bill.
From the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he's on to punt for Oakland. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Prescott. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. 23 yards the pickup there. A first down throw for Prescott. He'll let this go for the end zone. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Single, single. Check number 19, check number 19. Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight end.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. James has got it, complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. First down, Prescott. Going to look deep for Wilson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Prescott to throw it. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
On 2nd down, Elliott. Just a pickup of a yard there. That won't help too much. They're left with a 3rd and forever now.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. To throw on 2nd and 6. Carr. And some room to work. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is, just what you said, you've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some sparks.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Big series right here, so we got to step it up.
From his end zone, it's Carr on 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
You.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. The first down run for Elliott will net him about 5 yards. It's 2nd down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 10th carry now for Elliott. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Oh, Ezekiel Elliott. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And a short return to the 6-yard line.
This is really, really difficult for teams to coach because you love the extra effort, right? When you break a couple of tackles, he was really trying to gain the extra yardage, but you also have to have an idea that people are going to come up behind you from the side trying to take care of the ball while you're trying to get extra effort. Sometimes you have to know when to say when and maybe just go down.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Here I come again.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Watch the block. Watch the block.
Here's Jacobs. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
The Raiders on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Shotgun now for Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. He'll look to set up his blockers. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
On third down, Elliott. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard.
You got tight right there.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On first down, Jacobs. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. From the 36, Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
First down, Dallas.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they take a knee.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
It's a loss of a yard. And it's third down.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Cowboys, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.